Hello, hello, hello. Let's jump right into it, y'all. So, Tiger Woods was arrested on suspicion of DUI March 27th. But before we get into the details of that case, I want to take us back and kind of revisit some of Tiger Woods' old problems with driving in cars apparently. But yeah, if you're old enough to remember, then you know this is not Tiger Woods' first DUI arrest, and if you're not, we finna get into the details. Back in 2017, Tiger Woods was arrested on Memorial Day weekend for DUI near his Jupiter, Florida home. There was no crash or property damage to any other cars. However, there was damage to the driver's side of Woods' car, and he was illegally parked, which is what caught the attention of the police. Once the police approached, they found Tiger Woods asleep at the wheel of his car, according to one of the citations issued for the incident. Tiger Woods admitted to being under the influence of prescribed medications. He was recovering from a back surgery. And y'all, I can tell y'all that back pain ain't nothing nice. I've been dealing with it for a while now, since I was about 25. But I don't take any prescription drugs for it. Not since my very first hospital visit to address it. They gave me something that would put me to sleep. I took it for about a week, and after that, I stopped taking prescription medications for my back pain. I just deal with it as it comes. I try to like take hot baths, soak, and get rest, drink plenty of water. But I don't take those prescription medicines no more because they knock me out. So Tiger admitted to taking the medications and getting behind the wheel. He said he didn't realize the mixture of drugs would affect him so strongly. But y'all, according to the toxicology report, he had 5 different drugs in his systems. 4 of them was opioid, and weed might as well be an opioid and do the same thing. Make you drowsy, put you to sleep. How the hell didn't he know he would have that strong of a reaction? The weed would have been enough for me. I don't even drive if I hit the blunt once or twice. How didn't he know he would be somewhere slumped over before he could make it home off 4 opioids and the weed? But we're not judging them. At least he did pull over before he crashed and hurt anyone or himself, right?
We listen and we don't judge.
So Woods was arrested and released on his own cognizance later that night and would return to the court later that summer. Ultimately, the incident resulted in Woods taking a plea deal where he pled guilty to a lesser charge of reckless driving. He would enter a diversion program, and the conditions of the program included a year of probation, a $250 fine, and court costs. He would have to attend DUI classes and do 50 hours of community service. Here's a statement from Tiger Woods around the time of the situation. As I previously said, I received professional help to manage my medications. Recently, I have been trying on my own to treat my back pain and a sleep disorder, including insomnia. But I realize now it was a mistake to do this without medical assistance. I am continuing to work with my doctors, and they feel I've made significant progress. I remain grateful for the amazing support that I continue to receive and for the family and friends that are assisting me. Then there was the incident from 2021 where he was involved in a rollover crash. Woods was driving alone in LA, where, according to then Captain James Powers, said he believes Wood mistakenly hit the gas instead of the brake. It said that he was doing between 84 miles per hour and 87 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone when his car hit a median in the road and tumbled multiple times. No citation was issued because the police say they truly believe this was an accident. But if you're a real OG, then I'm sure you remember the infamous car crash outside of his home in 2009. That crash led to the discovery of him cheating on his wife and him admitting to having a sex addiction. If you were around then, do you remember all the news coverage that he received at the time of the incident? The people couldn't stop talking about Tiger Woods cheating on his wife. They really treated him like he killed the president or something. According to reports from 2009, Tiger Woods left his home around 2:25 a.m. in Orlando. After pulling out of his driveway, he struck a fire hydrant, followed by a tree. His then wife at the time, Ellen, says she heard the crash and ran out to remove him from the car, having to use a golf club to break the window. When police arrived, they found him in front of his SUV with his wife rendering first aid. The first two police on the scene says Tiger Woods was in and out of consciousness with lacerations to his upper lip. They say he was mumbling but not saying anything coherent. Woods was taken to the hospital where he was treated and released. Later said to be in good condition, he was never charged with DUI for the incident, but he was cited for careless driving and fined $164 and received 4 points to his license. So why wasn't that the end of the situation, y'all? Why did this story get so much news coverage? Maybe because a few days prior to the incident, the National Enquirer reported a story about how Ellen may have broken the window after an argument about Tiger Woods cheating in their marriage. These details still aren't confirmed, but it is kind of wild, ain't it? How did they know that? So shortly after the accident at his home, women started coming out in droves alleging affairs with the superstar golfer. Let's check out this clip from one of his mistresses at the time.
She says she carried on a secret affair with Tiger Woods for years, but when rumors surfaced of other mistresses, Jamie Grubbs couldn't keep quiet any longer. And tonight she's telling her intimate story exclusively to KTLA.
Wendy Birch sat down with Jamie and joins us now with the bombshell interview. Wendy?
Good evening, you guys. Well, you know, it's been 2.5 months since the Tiger Woods Thanksgiving car crash. Since then, at least 3 foursomes of women have stepped forward claiming relationships with the world's best and married golfer. But now in this KTLA News exclusive, the recipient of that infamous voicemail, Jamie Grubbs, sits down for some very candid Tiger talk. She opens up about the affair. She tells me why in the world she would release that voicemail and how she thought she was the cause of Tiger's car crash.
Jamie Grubbs is a 23-year-old who was caught up in one of golf's greatest lies. Many will know her simply as Mistress Number 2, along the trail of Tiger Woods' infidelities. But by sitting down with her, we found there was much more to this young woman and the course of events that played out so publicly.
We're not paying you for this interview, but yet you agreed to sit down with me. Why did you do that?
I'm not necessarily wanting to, kind of do interviews and talk about the whole Tiger Woods thing. I do want to put it past me. But at the same time, I did like your approach with kind of just setting it straight. When it's straight from my mouth and people see it, they're going to hopefully believe it and understand.
Jamie, seen here in a recent photo shoot with Maxim magazine, does not deny the fact her affair with Woods went on for nearly 3 years. And she told Us Weekly she slept with him at least 20 times. And it was her telltale audio of a panicked voicemail from Tiger that forever tarnished his golden image.
Hey, it's Tiger. Can you please take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone.
Jamie says she did indeed remove her name from her voicemail greeting right after Tiger asked her to, and then she waited by the phone.
2 days went by and I didn't hear from him, and then on Thanksgiving he texted me like nothing was wrong,
This was before the crash?
Yeah. And then, and then the crash happened, and then I kind of, this is my fault. Then I felt really bad, and then the whole...
Wait a minute, you felt it was your fault that the crash was?
Yeah.
You felt that it was because perhaps Elin had found out about you?
Yeah, so, that was a very hard thing to bear. I was devastated, and I felt awful, for it to be that big of a reaction and hurt her that much to have that big of a, outcome with it. So I instantly called him. I called him, I left him a voicemail. I said, I hope things are okay. I hope you're not hurt too bad. I was told him it would be awful if I lost him. All of a sudden, the next day, the rumors surfaced of, Rachel.
Rachel is, of course, Rachel Uchitel, the woman who the Enquirer reported was deeply involved with the golfer. News to Jamie, who says Tiger had led her to believe she was the only other woman in his life. That is, aside from Elin. Jamie says she was hurt, she was angry, and she released that now infamous voicemail without really thinking it through.
I knew that it was going to be big, but I didn't think it was going to turn into what it did, and it's great that it pushed him to do some sort of apology for his actions.
Is that why you released it? Were you looking for an apology? Why let it out?
I was looking for a lot of things. It was kind of like a very spontaneous emotional reaction in a sense.
So Tiger Woods admitted to the affairs and apologized. He and his wife divorced in 2010. Now let's get into what's currently happening. Tiger Woods pled not guilty in yet another DUI. March 27th, Woods was speeding while driving in Jupiter, Florida, back in Jupiter, y'all, when he clipped a car, causing his own Range Rover to roll over. It's being said that he had to crawl out of the window to get out of the car. So when police arrived, they say he showed multiple signs of impairment. He was sweating heavily, he was moving slowly, and stumbling as he walked even. When they had to remove his sunglasses for the standard eye test, they observed his eyes as being bloodshot red, glassy with dilated pupils. During other parts of the test, he missed cues and often needed directions to be repeated. He passed the breathalyzer though, blowing 000. Officers then found 2 hydrocodones in his pocket. So he's still with the painkillers, y'all. He refused the blood and urine test. Now, according to Martin County Sheriff's Office, he was arrested for DUI with property damage and refusal to submit to a lawful test. And yeah, he pled not guilty and said he's seeking treatment. Let me read this statement from him really quickly, and then I'm going to get on up out of here. So Tiger Woods says, I'm stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health. This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work towards lasting recovery. I'm committed to taking the time needed to return in a healthier, stronger, and more focused place, both personally and professionally. I appreciate your understanding and support and ask for privacy for my family, loved ones, and myself at this time. So, with Tiger Woods saying he's seeking treatment and they found the 2 hydrocodones in his pocket, it sounds like he's admitting to possibly having an opioid addiction. And remember, in situations like this, we listen and we don't judge. So I'm going to get on up out of here, y'all. That's all I got for now. Let's talk about it down in the comments. But for now, I'm gone from it.